right, so you guys wanted to know more about famous people born in 87.
Oh, good year.
Yeah, apparently it was. And we're going all in on this list. From the Top 10's website, it's one of their top 10 lists, but it's crowdsourced. So,
Interesting.
who knows what we're going to find here.
The mixed bag.
Yeah, it is a mixed bag. They've broken it down into like 3 categories. There's like the top 10, and then there's the newcomers and the contenders. So it's like levels of fame, I guess, which already has me thinking, like, what even is fame these days?
Well, that's what's so fascinating about these crowdsourced lists, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of see how our ideas of success and what constitutes fame are changing.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, it was all about Hollywood or like the music charts.
Right.
But now you've got YouTubers right up there with like movie stars.
Yeah.
So this 1987 list, I think it's a really interesting snapshot of that shift.
Okay, so let's jump into this top 10.
Yeah.
And no shocker here, Zac Efron is at the top. High School Musical, like instant heartthrob status. But then he goes on and he does comedies and like serious dramas, even a whole show about eco-living.
Right?
Is that like the blueprint now for shedding that teen star image?
It's a classic path, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see a lot of these stars trying to break out of a mold they were originally cast in.
Mm-hmm.
Hilary Duff's another one on this list who kind of followed that trajectory. From Lizzie McGuire to, trying to take on more mature roles.
Yeah.
It's like escaping the Disney bubble is a rite of passage for these 87ers.
But isn't that interesting that they leverage that early fame to then spend years trying to prove they're more than just a teen idol?
Yeah, it's a paradox for sure.
Total paradox. Evan Peters is another one in the top 10 here. Went from teen shows to playing like a dozen characters on American Horror Story alone.
Yeah, he's a master of transformation.
He is.
Which is, I think, key in a media landscape that's constantly evolving. You almost have to reinvent yourself to stay relevant. And then you've got folks like Keha and Blake Lively on this list, who really own very specific niches. Keha's got that pop icon thing going strong.
Mm-hmm.
While Lively, she cultivates this like ultra glam image, almost untouchable.
And yet both of them huge GE on social media where they can kind of like control that narrative directly.
Right. It's like they're bypassing the traditional gatekeepers.
It makes you wonder if that's the new playbook for fame.
Yeah.
But then, okay, this top 10 throws a curveball at us, Lionel Messi.
Oh, yeah.
Not your typical pop culture figure, but a global sports icon. Does this prove that, like, talent just trumps everything? Or is it that sports are inherently more global than, say, like, a teen drama?
I think Messi embodies something that's universal, right?
Yeah.
Excellence, dedication. It transcends language barriers.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to compare him to the 2 YouTubers that are also on this list, Phil Lester and Anthony Vincent.
Okay.
One's all about personality and humor. The other's like this musical chameleon. Is this showing us the future of entertainment where niche talent finds its audience online?
Okay, hold on, because Anthony Vincent is also in the newcomers section.
Oh.
2 spots on 1 list. This guy's clearly doing something, right? And speaking of newcomers, we've got Tom Rodriguez, who rose to fame through Filipino reality TV.
Interesting.
Is this the new Making It story, like bypassing Hollywood altogether?
Reality TV is the ultimate anyone can be a star narrative, and it's global. I mean, Rodriguez's success definitely speaks to that, but also kind of raises the question, do these instant fame paths have staying power? Or is it a different kind of fame altogether?
Okay, so we've got like the established stars, the up-and-comers, but I think where things get really interesting is this contenders section. Less household names, but their stories are kind of wild. Naya Rivera tragically gone too soon, but her impact on Glee was undeniable. Is this a case where like talent sadly gets overshadowed by circumstance?
It's a reminder of how fragile fame can be.
Yeah.
But I think Rivera's legacy goes beyond the roles that she played. She was an advocate using her platform to speak out for important causes.
Excellent.
And that's something Rebecca Sugar is also doing.
Right. Sugar created Steven Universe, first woman to independently helm a show on Cartoon Network.
That's huge.
Talk about smashing those glass ceilings. And it's not just about representation. The show itself tackles really complex themes, pushes boundaries. Is this what like lasting impact looks like beyond just being famous?
I think Sugar's work is resonating because it speaks to a generation that's hungry for authentic storytelling.
Okay.
And then you have Elliot Page, who's navigated both Hollywood success and a very public transgender journey.
Right.
That takes immense courage. And I think it speaks to a different kind of influence, challenging societal norms.
It's almost like this list is a spectrum of how fame plays out, from teen heartthrob to like activist. And then out of left field, we have 2 Guinness World Record holders, Yekaterina Lacina, tallest model, and Lindsay K. Hayward, tallest actress.
Wow.
Is this fame by pure chance, or is it about owning your uniqueness in a world that's obsessed with fitting in?
They've turned what could be seen as a limitation into something that's celebrated. It really flips the script on what we consider star quality.
Yeah.
And it's a sharp contrast to Aaron Carter, also on this list, who tragically passed away in 2022.
Yeah.
His story, from child star to struggles later in life, I think really highlights the dark side of early fame.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
This class of 87, it's more than just like a list of names. It's like a microcosm of how fame is won, lost, and redefined in our time. What stands out to you so far?
What's really striking me about this list
Mm-hmm.
is how much it challenges our assumptions about fame.
Okay, how so?
Well, we tend to think of fame as this monolithic thing, right?
Mhm.
Like you're either famous or you're not. But these 87ers, they're proving that it's way more multifaceted, almost like a choose-your-own-adventure story.
Oh, I like that. So if this is a choose-your-own-adventure, what are the paths we're seeing here?
Well, you've got the classic entertainment route, of course.
Right.
But then you've got these internet-driven careers.
Mm-hmm.
The reality TV angle, it's almost like traditional fame is being disrupted.
Yeah, totally. So break down those paths a little more for us.
Sure. So look at the sheer number of actors and singers on this list. Efron, Lively, Keha.
Right,
It shows that the entertainment industry still holds massive sway.
for sure.
But the rise of YouTubers like Phil Lester and Anthony Vincent suggests that a parallel path is emerging.
Okay.
One where personality and niche talent can gain a global following without needing the whole Hollywood machine.
Yeah, you don't need the agent and the manager, the studio.
Exactly.
And let's not forget Tom Rodriguez, who found fame through Filipino reality TV.
Right.
Makes you wonder if these hyper-local reality-driven paths are the future of stardom.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because those smaller audiences,
Mm-hmm.
they could be incredibly powerful. They're passionate, they're engaged, and they often drive trends.
They do.
Think about how fan communities online can propel someone like Anthony Vincent, who's on both the top 10 and newcomers list,
Oh, yeah.
to a whole new level of recognition.
He's the outlier that proves the rule.
He is.
Makes you wonder if traditional metrics of fame, like chart positions or box office numbers, are even relevant anymore.
That's a good question. Are we moving toward a world where influence is more about engagement and online buzz?
Maybe. Possibly. So, like, how do these 87ers, and really anyone seeking fame these days, how do they navigate all of this?
Yeah, do they play the traditional game court Hollywood and the record labels?
Right.
Or do they focus on building that direct connection with fans online?
Almost like they have to choose their weapon.
It's a whole new set of rules.
But then there's folks like Rebecca Sugar who've kind of done both.
That's true.
She's achieved mainstream success with Steven Universe,
Yeah.
but the show itself pushes boundaries, tackles themes you wouldn't expect from a kid's cartoon.
Right.
Is this a case of using the system to kind of subvert it from the inside?
It's brilliant. I think Sugar's success is a testament to her talent, of course, but also to her ability to tap into something bigger than just entertainment.
Yeah.
She's using her platform to advocate for representation, to challenge norms, to spark important conversations. It's a reminder that fame can be a powerful tool for change.
It makes you think about what legacy really means, right? Is it about the awards you win
Well-
or the impact you have on others?
Exactly.
And it's not just about the creators. Even actors like Elliot Page are using their platform to challenge societal norms, to speak their truth and inspire others.
Absolutely. Paige's journey, I think, highlights how fame can be both a blessing and a burden.
Yeah.
The scrutiny is intense, but the potential to influence is enormous.
It is.
And it's a reminder that these 87ers are more than just names on a list. They're complex individuals navigating their own paths, facing their own challenges, and using their fame in ways that reflect their values.
And it's not always easy.
Definitely not.
We've seen the tragic side of fame with Naya Rivera and Aaron Carter,
Right.
both of whom dealt with immense pressure and public scrutiny. It makes you realize that beneath the veneer of stardom, these are real people with real struggles.
It's a sobering thought, for sure. Fame can be a double-edged sword. It can open doors and provide opportunities,
Yeah,
but it can also be incredibly isolating and overwhelming.
it can.
And it really highlights the importance of mental health and support systems, especially for those who achieve fame at a young age.
It's a stark reminder that fame isn't a guarantee of happiness or fulfillment.
No, it's not.
But then you look at someone like Lionel Messi, who seems to have navigated the pressures of global stardom with grace and humility.
It does.
Is it personality support systems? Or maybe just pure luck?
It's probably a combination of all those factors.
Yeah.
But I think Messi's success also speaks to the enduring power of talent.
Okay.
in a world that's saturated with fleeting trends and manufactured personalities. Genuine skill and dedication, I think, still resonate.
And it's not just about athletic prowess, right? We see it with Anthony Vincent's musical talent, Rebecca Sugar's creative vision, even Yekaterina Lachina and Lindsay K. Hayward, who've turned their unique physical attributes into successful careers. It's about owning your strengths and finding a way to stand out in a crowded field.
It's about turning what some might perceive as a limitation into an asset.
Yeah,
It's about challenging the status quo
Yep.
and redefining what it means to be successful.
I love that.
And that's a powerful message for anyone, famous or not.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm curious, what's resonating with you, dear listener? Are you seeing patterns, connections, or maybe even contradictions in how these 87ers are navigating fame?
You know, it's funny. We started this whole deep dive thinking about fame,
Right.
but we kind of ended up talking about so much more talent, resilience, the courage to be yourself.
Yeah, even the dark side of success.
Exactly. This whole 87 list, it's like a crash course in what it means to make your mark on the world, like on your own WN terms.
What I find so interesting is how this list just defies easy categorization.
We've got actors who are activists, athletes who are global icons, YouTubers who are totally redefining entertainment. It's just a reminder that success, it's not linear.
No, it's not.
It's this messy, beautiful tapestry of individual journeys.
And it makes you wonder, right? If you were born in 87 alongside these folks, what path would you be on?
Ooh, good question.
Would you be chasing the Hollywood dream, building a following online, or maybe doing something totally off the radar, but like making a real difference in your corner of the world?
That's the question this list leaves us with, isn't it?
Right.
What does success look like for you?
Yeah.
Because it's not about comparing yourself to Zac Efron or Lionel Messi.
Right.
It's about finding your lane, your unique contribution, and pursuing it with passion and purpose.
It's like we've been given this glimpse into all these alternate realities, different versions of what a life can be. And it's inspiring, but also kind of daunting because suddenly the possibilities seem endless, but then the pressure to choose the right path, like it intensifies.
But maybe that's the beauty of it all, right?
Yeah.
This list with its diverse paths and its unexpected twists, it's showing us that there is no right path. There's only your path.
Yeah.
The one that you carve out with your choices, your resilience, and yeah, maybe even a little bit of luck along the way.
And who knows, maybe somewhere out there there's another list being made of people who are inspired by this list, by the stories of these 87ers.
Oh, that's a cool thought.
Maybe someone will hear about Rebecca Sugar breaking barriers in animation,
Yeah.
and they decide to pursue their own creative dream, or see Elliot Page's courage and feel empowered to live their own truth.
That's the power of storytelling. It creates these ripples, sparks connections.
Yeah.
Reminds us that we're all part of something larger than ourselves.
I love that.
These 87ers with their triumphs and their struggles, their fame and their vulnerability, they're showing us that the human experience, it's vast and it's varied,
Yeah.
and that each of us has the potential to leave our own unique mark.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. Don't let the noise of the world drown out your own inner voice.
Good advice.
Find what lights you up, what makes you tick, and chase it with everything you've got.
Yeah.
Because success, it isn't about fitting into someone else's mold. It's about creating your own masterpiece, one brushstroke at a time.
Beautifully said. And remember, this deep dive, it's just a starting point. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking out those stories that inspire you to live a life that's both meaningful and authentic.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of the class of 87.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep diving deep.